In today's video, we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. Now, many diets focus on what we eat, but intermittent fasting is all about when we eat. With intermittent fasting, you only eat during a specific time during a day. Fasting for a certain number of hours each day and eating just maybe one meal or two meals a day. And this helps your body to burn fat like anything. But you're going to see it's not only about the burning fat benefits, there are many other benefits that I'm going to share with you in this video. A Johns Hopkins neuroscientist, Mark Matheson, has studied intermittent fasting for 25 years, and he said that our bodies have evolved to go without food for many hours, even days or longer. Before humans learned to farm in prehistoric times, they were hunters and gatherers who evolved to survive and thrive for long periods of time without eating. They had to. It took a lot of time and energy to hunt and gather for nuts and berries. Even 50 years ago, it was easier to maintain a healthier weight. A Johns Hopkins dietitian, Christy Williams, explains, there were no computers and TV shows turned off by 11 p.m. So people would stop eating because they went to bed. Portions were much smaller. People worked and played outside, and in general were getting more exercise. Whilst nowadays TV and internet and other entertainment are available 24/7, we stay awake longer to watch our favorite shows, play games, and chat online. We're sitting and snacking all day and most of the night. These extra calories mean less activity, mean a higher risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other illnesses. However, scientific studies show that intermittent fasting may reverse these trends. Intermittent fasting, an old concept and a new trend. At its essence, Ayurveda already built in intermittent fasting hacks. You could almost say that it invented it. Let's look closely at some of the core principles in Ayurvedic food advice and modern intermittent fasting. Then I'll highlight some things to ensure that you're not overlooking them. Like all lifestyle changes, intermittent fasting requires commitment, discipline, and patience. Intermittent fasting is a pattern of life and food consumption. The rules of this game are quite simple though. Wait for your hunger before eating the next meal. Ayurveda clearly states that every healthy individual without a diabetic condition, for example, should eat 2 handfuls, that's two handfuls is an anjali of food at each meal time, and then wait for that to digest and then hunger to build for the next meal to be eaten. So pay attention to this simple rule. Even if you narrow down the hours of your time of eating, let your digestion monotask. Wait until that last meal digests before you eat the next meal, and avoid snacking on other foods. And the rest of the time, they are involved then in other vital activities that they're needed for. Remember, many of the same organs of digestion are also responsible for breaking down and processing other things besides foods, such as waste in the body, old cells, and excess hormones, for example. What should be the biggest meal of the day? Well, Ayurveda also recommends that shifting your main meal to lunchtime. Then your digestive capacity is at its strongest. Swapping your main meal for dinner, from dinner to lunch, means that the middle of the day, when you're going to eat your main meal, and then having a smaller meal at dinner time, means that it will carry you through bedtime until you're sleeping, and then your metabolism will downshift and you'll go to sleep anyway. So it's just a light enough nourishment in the evening time to get you through to the morning where you break the fast again. Eating an earlier meal, say ending at around 6 o'clock, will give many hours for you to fast overnight. And that lines up neatly with the modern intermittent fasting rule, that if you finished dinner around 6 and breakfast is at 7, and then you only eat for 11 hours of those days, which means then that you'll fast for 13 hours overnight. And here are some other Ayurvedic adjustments that modern intermittent fasting methods require. Eat at least a light breakfast. When you start trying intermittent fasting, skipping your breakfast to reduce the eating hours can be tempting, and many people will try and skip breakfast, but eating late dinners to achieve the fast, ultimately a late and heavy dinner, we're going to slow down our metabolism. Whereas if we eat first thing in the morning and we then finish up eating, say around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, this will not only awaken your digestion and start metabolism from the earlier part of the day when you need that energy, but it also means that you finish eating your meal earlier for the end of your fast. The other recommendation is that with intermittent fasting is that you start eating at 12, but then that means that you're going to eat your main meal at 8 o'clock in the evening, which could ultimately lead to you slowing down your metabolism and you increasing weight rather than reducing weight. So if that's your goal, is to decrease your weight, then have a morning breakfast and an afternoon lunch, like late lunch for dinner. And then if your goal is to increase your weight and continue to put weight on, then you would have a dinner that's later on. The best thing is for you to try this out for yourself and see what works for you best, and also for your lifestyle. Fasting for 14 to 16 hours of the day means that you're eating for 8 hours of the day. Try to include lots of herbal teas, lots of water in between your meals. That's fine. And then when you break the fast, what we're trying to do is not just binge eat, but to consume foods that have high nutritional value, and eating a regular quantity of food, avoiding fried foods, highly sugary foods. That will be what's most nourishing for your body. What happens during the fast, you might ask? Well, we get more energy, that's for sure. Our bodies use about 75% of our energy to digest food. And this means that we only have approximately about 25% of energy for other things, including our intellectual capacity. When we fast, the body has more energy to detoxify itself, and the intestines use this time to process the toxins floating around in the digestive system. And once this happens, the body is lighter and more robust. There's a spike in the growth hormone and a decrease in insulin. One of the most cited intermittent fasting benefits include this incredible increase in human growth hormone. The growth hormone is essential for brain function, and it helps to build lean tissues in the body. It heals the cellular longevity in adults. So fasting boosts our immunity and it helps to increase longevity. In addition, it supports the process of autophagy, which is the body's self-cleaning function. Here, the cells repair and recycle damaged molecules. It lowers insulin levels, which are known to increase the rate of autophagy. Increased weight loss. Obesity is a global epidemic, and it's estimated to affect 300 million people by 2025. Intermittent fasting, especially the alternate day approach, shows compatible weight loss. due to the daily calorie restriction, which an average body weight loss of 3 to 7%. So this will definitely improve your metabolism. So intermittent fasting studies have also shown improvements in the cardiometabolic parameters like the A1C, blood sugar, blood pressure, LDL, cholesterol, and triglycerides. Studies in animals show that intermittent fasting promotes improved heart rate, blood pressure, and heart rate variability if someone sustains intermittent fasting. It may also lead to long-term cardiac health improvements. Reflux, loose stools, heat and burning sensations in the lower abdomen, etc. So these individuals are given herbs with soothing qualities that alternatively blood cleansing properties with an action up. So intermittent fasting is some big time saver for you, and that's one of the biggest benefits. And we spend so much time worrying about what food it is that we should eat and when we should eat and how much we should eat. So whilst you should still be eating a balanced diet, when you're feeling heavy and you have a lot of brain fog, intermittent fasting is a great way to introduce these 2 meals per day into your diet, and you'll see the benefits from that. I hope today's video was helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.